Welcome back, my true crime sleuths and tarot detectives. Oh, this case, I don't know what to think. It's just totally blowing my mind. Disclaimer notice. This reading is for entertainment purposes only. Everything that I say in here is alleged. Just my opinion, my interpretation of the cards. After all, it is a tarot reading. Nothing is based on fact. So, it is my belief of what the cards are telling me. After all, I'm just a blonde throwing cards. So today I'm covering a case that was supposed to be national, but ironically, I only saw this on like court TV, and I went and started digging into some news articles that back in January there was a trial for the I don't know if maybe you guys have heard of it. Comment below if you have. The Treehouse murder, where the Treehouse is located in Key West on an island. I'm trying to think of the name of it. It's in the article that I'm going to show you, but it's like right next to the Key West island. And the Treehouse was known as a drug house. And these two men went into this place, I guess with masks on, and went to rob the woman there. And the occupant and slashed her throat. Well, stabbed her in the throat. But she survived. And they basically told her, "We're going to kill you if you don't give us all your money." She was screaming. Her friend, also her landlord, was coming up the steps going to render aid, and he ended up getting stabbed 5 times. Stabbed to death. Okay, if you will. And this murder trial is about that victim. That was the landlord. And I mean, there are so many twists in this. The woman that got stabbed but survived, she can't place the man on trial, known as Ty Tucker, but his actual name is Franklin Tucker. He's defending himself in court. He defended himself in court. He's still kind of defending himself, claiming his innocence. She can't place him there at the crime. That is a big problem for the prosecution. And at the time of the trial, she was in the hospital. But the 3 men accused, and I'll put a photo up here of, it says Ty Tucker. Ty's his nickname, like I said. His name is Franklin Tucker. Then there was Rory Wilson and Travis Johnson. Travis Johnson was the driver. Rory and Franklin were the perps in this crime. This crime happened on November 17th, 2017. Okay, so let's kind of bring up an article, and then I am going to throw some cards on this. Is this guy for real? Is he innocent? Was he there? I have my opinions, and I'll save that for later. But let's kind of dig into this. Here we are. This is called Keys Weekly. I guess this is a website for Key West or the Florida Keys. The Treehouse murder case ends in mistrial, and defendant represented himself. There he is in court, fighting his case. Okay. Now, if we scroll through here, here's where the story is. This is the 2017 murder trial over who killed Matthew Bonnet during the robbery that that netted the criminals involved a total of $250. It ended in a mistrial on January 25th. That was this year of 2024 at the Monroe County Courthouse in Key West. After the 3-week trial covered gavel to gavel by Court TV. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little bit away from my computer and trying to read. I don't have my proper glasses handy, but the jury spent 5 hours in deliberation but failed to reach a unanimous verdict over whether Franklin Tyrone Tucker plunged the knife into Bonnet. Judge Mark Jones declared a mistrial. The jury's vote was 11-1. Let me repeat that. 11-1. 11 out of the 12 jurors thought that Franklin was guilty. There was one holdout that you could not convince them without a shadow of a doubt that this man was guilty and did this crime. And according to sources familiar with the outcome. So it's 11-1 in favor of a guilty verdict. Monroe County Attorney Dennis Ward said his office won't back down. So this is not over yet. Okay. A retrial is necessary to provide a clear resolution to this case. Ward said in a statement after the verdict, "We owe it to the victims and the community to ensure justice is served." The state attorney's office has already started preparing for the retrial. Spokesman Steve Torrance said, "The next hearing is set for March 7th. So that is just around the corner. Officially today, less than a month away. Okay. Tucker, 52, is fending off charges of murder, robbery, aggravated assault, and battery, all connected to the murder that occurred at what's been dubbed the TREEHOUSE, the roof of a home on Stock Island. There we go. There's the Stock Island, where people were apparently living on November 17th, 2017, when this happened, when Bonnet was fatally stabbed and Paula Belmont survived being slashed. Okay? Since then, the case has been called the TREEHOUSE Murder Trial, with Court TV including it as one of the picks of one of the most compelling trials across the U.S. Viewers were glued to the coverage of the trial, which was made even more of a spectacle as Tucker represented himself. And let me tell you, I'm going to interject here for a second. Quite the show. The man portrayed in the courtroom was completely different than his mugshots and his demeanor prior. Some people want to contribute that to the fact that he married a millionaire, co-founder of CrossFit. Okay, but when he was in the courtroom, he looked like, he acted like, he sounded like an attorney. But then again, he had a lot of time on his hands. He was on house arrest, by the way, because his wife, well, at the time, love interest, bailed him out. His bail was over $2 million. Ended up getting down to $750,000. She forked up the money. She got him out because she believed he was not a killer. Okay. And in 2020, they got married. So he marries this multimillionaire. And he didn't have to work every waking moment. He had plenty of time to study and prepare for his case. So I watched the opening statements on this, even though they're a little bit old, but they're reposted. I watched the opening statements, and I was just totally blown away by his demeanor, his professionalism, and I can't say enough. It's like, wow. The prosecution thought it was going to be a cakewalk. They're going to walk in the courtroom. He's going to look like a clown. It's going to be an easy win, an easy conviction. I don't think the prosecution was prepared for what they were facing. Anyhow, back to the story. Let's see. That's talking about the viewers. One afternoon during a hearing held without the jury present, trial viewers began commenting that they could hear prosecutors conferring at the table due to a hot mic. That's a no-no. Prosecutors said it all started with a robbery Tucker and an accomplice had planned, but then the night blew up into a deadly violence, right? The case is of great importance not only because of the crime's severe nature, but also due to the impact on the victims, their families, the community, said Ward. Our commitment is seeking justice for Matthew Bonnet and Paula Belmont. Remains unwavering. My office remains dedicated to upholding justice and ensuring that the legal process is conducted with the highest standards of ethics, fairness, and integrity. Tucker, who has been very active on social media since his release, is also ready to head back into a second trial. While on a layout in Las Vegas this week on his way home to Oregon post-trial, Tucker posted a photo of himself posing beneath a sign that read, "What happens here only happens here." Tucker called his criminal case courtroom "Fight a Gamble." That's interesting. What does he mean by fight a gamble? I don't know. It shouldn't be... okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. Or my head's not so cut off. It shouldn't be a gamble, but it is. Maybe I'm crazy, but I believe in the truth, as I'll be ready for round 2, because I know I'm right and I didn't do this. So I'm going to put my faith in those 12 people again, Tucker posted. Tucker became a cause celebrity of sorts, with page 6 continuously covering his personal life and murder case, which melded in 2019. He was then released from the county jail on Stock Island on a $2 million bond after finding a girlfriend while locked up pre-trial. Okay. Tucker married Lauren Jenn, the ex-wife of CrossFit founder Greg Glassman, and Tucker's old high school friend when they lived in Philadelphia. Oh my God, he lived in Pennsylvania. That's scary. Janelle bills herself and is referred to in tabloid reports as the co-founder of the widely successful training method. But Glassman's attorneys have said that's overstating her involvement. This has nothing to do with his case. Now, Tucker and Jenn, they, I guess, have been separated. They separated in July 2021 after 1 year of marriage. And who cares? His relationship status is on Facebook is listed as it's complicated. So, that's what we have here. So there we have the basics, the bare bones of this case. There's other information out there. You could go and do your own research. I encourage you to do your own research on this. Do I have my opinion? Yep. And I will see if the cards match up or if the cards surprise me. I think this is an intelligent man. He had plenty of time to get educated. I think he's guilty. But there is still a little bit of a reasonable doubt. So I'm going to consult the cards. Because that plea deal that Travis cut, if he pled guilty, that he would testify against Tucker. Is that enough motive? Is there ulterior motive for testifying against Tucker? Yeah. He gets a lesser sentence, right? A plea deal. So, let's go ahead and get to the cards. Okay. Let's see what the cards have to say about this, you know? It's like, did Mr. Tucker do this? Did he kill Matthew Bonnet? Allegedly speaking. Okay, so what is the deal here? Intruder. Okay, it was about, intruder accessing the house, an intended robbery. Within 10 miles. So I would say somebody local. Justice. Father, primary male. So there was a ringleader. Somebody's idea. Farm. Silo garden. You think about this. This was a tree house. Okay. You know, the primary male. This is almost saying. This is saying he. Intruder. Now this is about. This is about Mr. Tucker, right? This here is pretty plain and simple, saying that he was nearby. He was the primary in the operation. He was an intruder of this farm, you know, kind of like, you know, nearby farm. That loosely translated the tree house. Well, it sounds like he was there. He claims he was never at the treehouse. But my cards are saying he was there. It did not say he was guilty. But it is the justice card that right here is definitely saying he's facing justice. But did he commit murder? Or was it solely the act of his accomplice? Or was Tyler, Ty, as they call him, because they say Ty, he goes by Ty, I think. Is he the accomplice? Okay. Let's take a look here. We've got law enforcement. We've got giant. Evil. Oh my. Bloodline. Blood. The bloodline drawn. Desert. The desert is kind of like you don't see it, but it's there, or it can be you see it, but it's not there. The desert is like deserted, dried up. Something's dried up here. So with this first line, I think this is our dear defendant here. And evil is right there. The evil giant. The evil giant who is standing up to law enforcement. Defending himself with the blood trail. Now, here's another part of the defense. Or his defense that hurts the prosecution. Not only the living witness saying she can't place him at the crime. Maybe it's because he had a mask on. But there's none of his DNA there either. There's no DNA evidence at all to put him at the crime scene. So I think that this is one smart cookie. And as my cards are calling him an evil giant. Tucker is claiming that he's being set up by Ellie. I'm not convinced of that yet. My gut is kind of saying that he was there, he played a role. He's probably well clothed, gloved, masked, you know. Maybe he didn't do the actual act. And that is why his DNA is not there. I thought I read somewhere, I was trying to find it again, that they thought that maybe his fingerprints were on the weapon, or that might have been maybe I'm thinking of a different case, but the word is his DNA was not there. Private property is here. We've got distraction. Imprisonment and watch. His accomplice is definitely watching this from prison. exposed. There's a boom. Right there, there is a boom. Okay? Somebody's watching him, watching his moves. Somebody that's in prison right now. Okay? Exposing Tucker's involvement. Meanwhile, Tucker is trying to distract the media, distract the jury concerning the house, the private property, the treehouse. Okay? My consensus, he was definitely there. I almost feel as though he was the mastermind, actually. But it was supposed to be a simple robbery that turned deadly. Let's take a look. Things are not as they appear, folks. Things are not as they appear. I'm ignoring the word distraction, and I'm seeing that blur. You know, everything's running together. I feel like it's not so really cut and dry. That's why there was a mistrial. There was one juror who could not pull the trigger and say, okay, I agree, guilty. I do not believe he is facing the DP, just life imprisonment in prison. But he's got to be watched. There is somebody watching this from prison. And they're just waiting. They're lying in wait to expose the real story. Right now he's resting and preparing for sorts. Okay. But there's a lot of rumors going around, Page of Wands, that trying to find a non-biased jury might be difficult. But there's a rumor mill that might be working against him currently. That the energy around him is like with these rumor mills. This is almost telling me the energy influencing him is prison. Somebody from prison. Somebody from prison who's going to speak. You know, I said that there was somebody here who wanted to expose him. Two of Cups. The relationship, a collaboration. Okay, there is a collaboration to try to get him convicted. And it starts with both. I think both are in prison. Both men, the two people that were convicted, that was in the middle of this crime, they're collaborating together and they're talking amongst themselves as he's lying asleep, resting on this. They want to get him behind bars. Absolutely. Knight of Cups. There might even be... Oh, there was a plea deal in the past. That's right. He was offered a plea deal that he rejected. And then he put a motion in to have his attorneys removed from his case and to represent himself, and the judge granted that. The judge did advise him not to do that, but so there was there was his attorneys I think that they were trying to get him to take this plea deal. And he's like, I'm innocent. I'm not guilty. I wasn't even there. I'm not going to do any time. I'm not going to get of something that I didn't do. Six of coins. Money payout. Okay, there's a little bit of shady shit going on here. It feels like the prosecution needs to watch their steps also, or they're going to totally blow their case. Because it feels like there is like some kind of offering to the witness. I might have to clarify that. Now, his energy is the Knight of Wands. He's fired up. He's confident. And he's ready for battle. But there is a liar in the camp. In the environment, there is somebody willing to lie who is... This is not going exactly where I thought it was going to go. But there's somebody in the environment that is being sneaky behind his back who may actually come forth with some tales. Ten of Cups. Family. Six of Cups. Memories, outcome, where things are going. A repeat of history, revisiting history. To me, it almost, if it's not lying, it's somebody coming forth, and I'm connecting it to the Two of Cups as well. I'm wondering if his wife is actually going to testify against him. When she bailed him out, she thought for sure, oh no, he can never do anything like this. And it feels like there's money changing hands here surrounding this trial. There's money changing hands, folks. Somebody's changing their story. And, this could also be his wife feeling like he lied to her. And this is childhood friends, childhood memories. His wife, they knew each other back in high school or in childhood. They go way back. There's somebody here reflecting on that. And I feel like she feels like she is being deceived. She's been deceived. That was interesting. I wasn't exactly expecting that. Let's get some clarifiers. I definitely feel like the Knight of Cups was the prosecution coming to Tucker in a humble manner, actually, trying to offer him a deal. Trying to offer him something that he flat out turned down. Okay. He put that idea to rest. But I kind of want to know more about this person or persons in prison. Show me that about person or persons in prison. I almost knocked my other deck over. Ace of Cups, Five of Wands, and Temperance. Okay, that is kind of like they are getting their story together, and they're willing to go to fight and battle in court. And I feel it's through, I almost want to say there's some kind of remorse here with the people in jail. And at the base, this is that Two of Cups. This Two of Cups is playing an important role. Show me more about the Two of Cups. Show me the Two of Cups. Yep, there she is. Two of Wands, Empress, Four of Pentacles. The Empress is representing somebody extremely important to Tucker. And the nurturer, somebody took care of him, okay, his wife. This is saying that she came to a crossroads in a major decision. She had been guarding and protecting him and holding back, and that is at the base. Her holding back and being very guarded. And it's connected to that Ten of Cups. The hopes and fears is he was hoping to get his family back together, trying to reconcile with her as well. Six of Pentacles energy, please. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, there is a little bit of manipulation going on here. And if he is guilty, I would not want to see the prosecution blow things. Right now, they're at some kind of last-ditch effort. Somebody is trying to balance and move forward with this trial, but they did not know how to go about it. So magician, there's a little bit of manipulation, maybe even money being paid out. That alone can cause his case to get thrown out of court. And if he's guilty, then he walks free while his buddies are sitting in jail. And he gets off scot-free of his participation. I'm telling you, he did participate. I'm not convinced that he actually committed the crime, but he was part of it. Okay? He's very confident, maybe even a little bit cocky. I just got to say it. That's the way his energy's coming across. Now, the environment with the Seven of Swords. I'm wondering, what's the Seven of Swords? We have King and Queen of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. So, due to the breakage of their marriage, okay, I'm getting that another little twist, allegedly speaking, my opinion, I'm picking up that the energy is, the lying is more like the cheating. Okay? I think that he was put out in the cold by his wife because I'm picking up some kind of an affair. The plot thickens. Okay? And I'm kind of wondering, there's a secret witness. Did he say something to somebody? Ten of Cups, energy. A decision. Now I'm keeping this in the reverse because it came out in the reverse, which is the Five of Swords in the reverse. Somebody has come to the conclusion that the decision is made, that they got to move forward and right a wrong here. And I think that I think his wife is upset. She feels like he manipulated her. Okay? And she's turning the table back on him. Okay? I feel the wife knows a little bit of something. But here's the thing. Is she going to be discredited based on somebody that is a bitter wife is wants to get even with her cheating husband? That's something to keep in mind here. But I feel like she's going to come forth and testify for the prosecution. And this Six of Cups. And I think the prosecution, the attorneys are hoping that they will be successful in getting her to come forward. They're playing a little bit of games and saying, well, look what your husband did to you. Why would you want to keep on standing up for him? Yeah, we got the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Hermit. He does think a lot about the past memories. But his primary focus is going inward and learning and defending himself. And kind of leaving this Queen of Cups behind. His true heart's desire. His wife is his true heart's desire. So there may have been an indiscretion here at some point. And there's also, despite that, she may have been acting like she was working with him on his case to help him. But the Five of Pentacles is abandonment. It's like she totally abandoned any idea of defending him. She is bitter. And that's what the prosecution has to be mindful of. Because I guarantee, if I am correct there, if she takes a stand in this... Camera shut off on me. It's been a while since it's done that. But if I am correct here, he will throw that up. Okay, I cheated on my wife. Doesn't make me a murderer. And she's just on the stand now, testifying against me because she wants to get even for what I did. For my indiscretion. Yeah, and they are definitely not in agreement here anymore. Him, his wife. Because in here, the way the cards fell, there's definitely breakage. Maybe irreconcilable differences. He's looking at trying to work on things. She's totally working away. She is facing the Five of Pentacles saying, I'm done. She feels lied to. And if there wasn't a cheating, the cheating could simply be him lying about his innocence and his involvement. She feels betrayed. And there might have been another woman. Maybe even, I feel like there is a hidden woman that's not being talked about. It might have been a one-time thing. Question is, was it before or was it during or after after the split? Was this before or during or after the split? Okay, the World card's saying that they were already separated when he met up with somebody else. And even though they were separated, his wife may feel a little bit of bitterness in regards to that. But the World card is a complete. When I specifically asked to be shown, were they together? Was it during or was it after the split? The World card is saying it was afterwards. So he didn't cheat while they were technically together. So there was somebody else. But it was nothing serious, maybe just passion, feeling a certain physical need. per se, which also explains player energy. This is the player. And let me go back to that article where it said that he had said that it's a gamble, that about this being a gamble, you know. That is so Nine of Wands, taking a gamble. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I mean, I'm going to ask one more question about his guilt. Three of Swords. Four of Cups in a reverse. Queen of Pentacles. This was this translates into, he was, instead of rejecting an offer, he accepted something. And thinking that they were going to get money. Three of Swords, something painful. And you see the knives, the swords there. Stabbing somebody multiple times. This here is saying that I think that he was given
Okay, I found this on the web for this year is saying that. Check it out.
Go away. I don't know how I trigger her sometimes. But anyhow, this is simply saying that I think that Rory may have had the idea that he may have rejected it for a bit. Then he thought about it. And he said, okay, let's do it. So that's a possibility. I want to do one more thing. I'm going to get my pendulum and my wooden pendulum board here. And I am just going to use my pendulum here. And I am going to ask my pendulum straight up. Did Franklin Tucker commit murder? That is a yes, folks. According to my pendulum, he's guilty. Okay. So, with that said, I am going to end the reading here. And this is a perfect drop the mic moment.